What's up, traders? This is Andrew O'Connell with Pristine Capital coming at you with yet another market recap video. It is August 23rd, 2021. Please go ahead, click that like button on this video, subscribe to my channel if you enjoy this content. I'll continue to make it for you. Today we're going to be talking about the price action in the indices. We're going to go under the hood, check out our sectors and style factors. We'll talk about my trades for the day as well. Before we jump into that, quick risk disclaimer, nothing in this video should be construed as investment advice or recommendations. Please follow your own trading plan and your own risk parameters. And last but certainly not least, do not YOLO your entire account into any one of my trades. All right, let's jump into the video. Box scores for today. So I actually changed this up a little bit. I added the percent changes over here. Just thought it made it flow a lot easier. And then I added this, SPY column over here as well. All right, box scores for today. S&P 500, as measured by the SPY, up 0.88%. NASDAQ QQQ up 1.5%. IWM small caps were our big winner for the day, up 1.9%. And the Dow Jones was our laggard for today, up 0.65%. Check out this breadth. Breadth was very strong today again. Best breadth in the market was in the NASDAQ QQQ, 83% advancers versus 17% decliners. And then we had the IWM with 82% advancers, 18% decliners. So overall, we're seeing some nice strength in the market. Let's pull up our S&P 500. We will dig a little bit deeper into the technicals. Check this out. So we closed at a new all-time high in the indices. Isn't that remarkable? Just a few short trading days ago, it seemed like all was lost. We were trading inside this monthly value area. We're tagging the 50-day moving average. And I was like, geez, we're really slipping into the abyss. But we've had a very nice 3-day sequence. We reclaimed the 20-day simple moving average on Friday. And then today we got more of that follow through. So it's just so remarkable how quickly things can change in the market, especially when the sentiment turns very negative. That's something that we went over in detail on our Pristine Capital weekend market analysis video. Let's check out our NASDAQ. NASDAQ, look at this clean breakout. So we're trading at 15,328.25. We have this R1 pivot level just above that. In my opinion, this is a very logical upside target. And yeah, nothing bearish about this. For the past couple days, I really think the edge shifted over to the bulls big time down here on August 19th. And my trading activity definitely reflects that. Russell 2000, it got some of its mojo back. We advanced 2% and we reclaimed this 20-day simple moving average. So this is another really interesting, very bullish development where, we reclaim that point of control on the monthly and also that 20-day simple moving average. Next upside target, we do have that 50-day simple moving average at 2240. And then the dogs of the Dow. Dogs of the Dow did not make a new high. They were up 0.77%. Yeah, we also reclaimed those key moving averages. All right, let's jump over to our FinViz heat map. We'll go a little bit further under the hood, see what happened today. So we had, some big winners. And heading into this week, my mindset was, hey, the advantage is definitely to the bulls given all this really negative sentiment. But within this, bullish price action, we could see a big rotation into value. But what we're actually seeing is something much stronger where we're just getting, more broad participation across the board. So we had NVIDIA, which was a big winner, up 5.49%. We had Tesla, which I day traded today, up 3.83%. But then we also had energy with really solid performances. Shout out to AJ in the Pristine Capital trading community. He had a really nice trade in some oil stocks. And then financials also were pretty strong. So yeah, really nice strength across the board today. All right, let's check out our sectors. The pattern that I noticed today was pretty much everything that's gotten really beaten up this sector list, these are all ranked in terms of momentum. So, at the bottom of the list, these have the least momentum. And everything at the bottom of the list, were the big advancers for today. So we had gold miners up 4.12%. We had XLE Energy up 3.75%. Solar stocks doing very well. We had biotech up 4.59%. Let's check out the biotech chart. Biotech's, typically I don't really play this group because they tend not to really move that much off of technical price action. A lot of it's binary events such as drug approvals, things of that nature. Yeah, even biotech, really nice move. We jumped into this monthly value area. We reclaimed the 20-day and this point of control. So looking very solid. Moving over to our style factors. High beta was up 2.45%. Really solid bounce back there. We had the cyclicals up 1.43%. And, in addition, we had growth up 1.28%. So it's not like, money shifted out of momentum into value and cyclicals. It's really just, the money was flowing into both areas with, cyclicals outperforming today. All right, let's jump into some of my trades for today. Let me just grab this screenshot. So first trade that I took, and we can't go through all of these, but we'll definitely go through the highlights. So I took some September 3rd 100 strike call options in Futu. I said, size this as a small lottery. We'll hold this to a 0. So I see something very interesting happening in the Chinese stocks. So today there was a headline out that Chinese stocks are going to have to go through some additional regulatory requirements before they list in the United States. I think this could end up being a bit of sell the rumor, buy the news. Alibaba looks like it put in a nice bottoming candle. We're getting some high volume. JD reported earnings. I believe it was this morning that they reported earnings. And JD put in a nice candle up 3.32%. So that is showing at least some promise. It's not like this name, blasted off, but it is showing, hey, if a company, if a Chinese company reports good earnings, it's not just going to, continue to plummet into the abyss. So I'm looking for a bit of a trend change in some of these names, and Futu specifically. So let's jump over to Futu. Futu, this name has gotten really beaten up. It's been in a trading range since February of this year, really wide, 50 to 80% range. This thing is huge, and we actually undercut the recent range. And now we've been consolidating for a couple days. To be honest, this really looked like the bottom. And I thought this was the bottom for a little bit. I ended up being proven wrong on that. Now we have what looks like another bottoming sequence. And I think this really could have been, the big shakeout in Futu, where it's like, even though this thing looks like the bottom, then it had another leg lower, the volume spiked higher, and Futu has their earnings report on August 31st. Futu has a very strong earnings history, and I'll just pull this one up on TradingView so you can get a feel for what I'm saying. Check out Futu. And look at these sales figures. The sales figures are very strong. These are year over year rate of change. When they report in May, that's, a 350% increase in revenue. And even on the earnings side, this company's showing it has some really nice earnings power. Look at this. It had $1 of earnings in May, and this name has gotten so beaten up. So I'm definitely interested in playing this one where, hey, let me just, I'll ride it to 0. If these go to 0, I'm going to size myself small enough. I'm not going to be a degenerate and be like, all right, let's go like all in, because there's a good chance these go to 0. But I think there's some really attractive risk reward down here. See, I entered those, and then I actually added to them a little bit later in the day. I got a better price on them. And again, I'm keeping this at a very small size. I had some SPY calls. Let's go, team. So I took some SPY calls on Friday, right into the close. And I ended up piecing out of a third of those for $3.32. I had paid $2.13. So a nice winner. Then I just started, scaling out throughout the session. I closed out another third for $3.57. and I closed out the remaining third for 344. So a really nice sequence there. Held these in terms of the market being open. I probably held these calls for about 20 minutes and made a nice, about 50% winner on them. So, that's great for me. Tesla, I entered into a day trade. I got long the Tesla September 3rd 710 strike calls for $14.13 at 10:05, and I flipped out of those at 10:37 about 30 minutes later for $17. So, yeah, really nice, base hit. For me, it's like, if I can keep getting these base hits and, just minimizing my losses, I know which direction my account is going to go over time. I took some AMD calls, and then I got long some puts as well. I took some SPY puts for September as the market ripped higher. I just think it's not like I'm like, oh yeah, the market's going to go down now, I'm super bearish. But just, if we get some two-way price action, like for instance, if we retest this, if we end up retesting this weekly value area high, which happens all the time. You break above the level, you retest it, you see what happens, maybe you bounce off. Yeah, so this one will work, even if we just retest this weekly value area high, just a little bit of a hedge. Because I know there's going to be some uncertainty heading into Jackson Hole on Wednesday. And then I also got long some Pfizer puts. Pfizer, there was news out today that their vaccine was approved. So check this out. Yeah, so they got a vaccine FDA approval. And you might say, like, why would you buy puts on Pfizer? It just got the approval. Because, this stock has been in a really nice trend. For the most part, I'm really a trend trader. But this is more like an event-driven catalyst where I think we could get some weakness in Pfizer now that we actually got the news on that. Okay, we can't keep rallying in anticipation of that approval. The approval happened. Could we get a pullback to the 20-day moving average or even the 5-day exponential moving average? Absolutely. So that's why I entered into those puts. And then on the stock side, not too much activity today. I got long some Goldman Sachs common shares. And this one, just broke above the 20-day simple moving average. I ended up taking this one off at 320 for a very small winner, essentially a scratch. Closed that out for 402.13. I'd paid 401.96. I just said, the stock didn't advance throughout the session. I'm going to pull this risk back in. That's super important as a trader to just be conscientious. And, the way I was seeing it is Goldman Sachs, this could definitely still advance. It's not like, oh, now I think this one's going down, I'm bearish. But, I was expecting with the small caps rallying, we might get a rotation into value. And, this was just kind of lackluster. We actually put in a small red candle. And, the market was pretty much like surging throughout the day, advancing. We had a nice trend day higher. And Goldman Sachs really didn't do that. So I was like, what, let me just pull this risk back in. I made a couple bucks on it, pretty much a scratch trade. But that's okay. And those are my trades for today. Real quick, let's take a look at our options races via VigTech. Let's see, VigTech right over here. And let's replay our race. This is pretty cool. It just shows you, throughout the session where this options volume is coming. So we have Tesla in the lead. Yeah, this is the one that I day traded. Oh, wow, check this out. We have Alibaba. That's in one of our top slots. Huh, that is pretty interesting. Let me check this out. So I'm going to go over to our trade tape. I was actually having some issues with the platform over the past couple days when I searched for stocks. Let's see if we still run into that issue. But I messaged VigTech. I just said, hey, I'm experiencing this issue. If you can provide some assistance. Let's see if they... Nice. So whatever they did, they fixed it. That's pretty cool. Yeah, VigTech for the win, team. They have an awesome culture. I really like those guys. Okay, so let's see. Alibaba. Yeah, we have a lot of put flow coming in for October, for August, for January. So, even more of this flow. But we do have some call players coming in. So we have this for August 27th, the 152 spot 5 calls. We have the 100 strike calls for January 2022. Yeah, and I see some more of these players. So we're starting to see, some two-way action in Alibaba. So very interesting, very, very interesting. But we're going to leave it off there. That about does it for this market recap video. Hope you all had an awesome session, and I will see you all tomorrow.